now my honor to introduce the College of Southern Maryland's 59th Annual Spring Commencement Speaker, Vice Admiral Dr. Jerome M, the United States Surgeon General. Dr. Adams grew up right up here in Southern Maryland, in Mechanicsville to be exact, and graduated from Chopticon High School. Dr. Adams has a bachelor's degree in both biochemistry and psychology from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and a Master of Health degree from the University of California at Berkeley, and a medical degree from Indiana University of Medicine. Dr. Adams' motto as Surgeon General is better health through better partnerships. As Surgeon General, Dr. Adams is committed to maintaining strong relationships with the public health community and forging partnerships with non-traditional partners, including business and law enforcement. He has pledged to lead with science, facilitate locally led solutions to the nation's most difficult health problems, and deliver quality health care at a lower cost through patient and community engagement and better prevention. As Surgeon General, Dr. Adams oversees operations of the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps, which has approximately 6,700 uniformed health officers who serve in nearly 800 locations around the world to promote and protect and advance health and safety of our world.
What is up, CSM class of 2018? Are you all excited? All right. I know it's hot out here. I know you all want this to be over so you can get your degree, but we're gonna have a little bit of fun before it's all said and done. Dylan, come on up here with me for a sec. Anyone who knows me knows that I like a good selfie. And I know you all have been sitting for a bit, so Dylan, we're gonna get a selfie with the folks. This side graduate, stand up for us. And get your cameras ready because somebody better tweet this out. At Surgeon_General. All right, you ready, Dylan? Yep. All right, we can't forget the folks over here. All right, ready? We got you. Wasn't that a fantastic speech Dylan gave? Thank you, Dylan. And thank you to all of you for just the opportunity to be here. Thank you, Mr. Harwood, for that kind introduction, and Dr. Murphy for thinking to invite me back to my hometown, and to all of our distinguished guests. I treasure this opportunity to speak to the 2018 graduating class of the College of Southern Maryland. You know, I was having flashbacks as we were driving down here today. I was at the White House earlier today, and we were cruising on down 301 through Waldorf and past the old mall. I remember when it was the new mall. And I did not think traffic could get any worse than what it did when I left here 20 years ago, but somehow it did. But I want you all to know that your hard work and your dedication have led you to this stage today. What you've accomplished is no small feat, and you should be tremendously proud of yourself. So family and friends in the back, please give the graduates a round of applause. And congratulations to the family and friends who are here with you today. We know, graduates, we know, without their love and support, their encouragement and inspiration, none of you would be where you are right now. Their contributions to your lives have helped you get to where you are today. And for that, your family, your friends, your loved ones, they deserve a round of applause. So graduates, please stand up, turn around, and give them a standing ovation. Speaking of family and friends, one of my favorite things to do before giving a graduation speech is to look up famous alum. You know, I didn't have to do that for the College of Southern Maryland. I'm definitely biased a little bit, but for me, the two most well-known CSM alum are my sister LaToya and my mother Adrena. Like so many others, my sister's journey to a college degree, two of them in her case, started at the College of Southern Maryland. This institution is an important bridge for so many who may not be quite ready to commit for 4 years of study. Maybe because they still didn't know what they wanted to study, or because they weren't able to leave their family and friends, or in some cases, simply because they did not have the financial resources. CSM was for my sister, and is for many others in Southern Maryland, a way to keep moving forward on their path to higher education. My mother got her degree at CSM and then went on to a career in early childhood education. I'm ashamed, I really am ashamed to say that I don't think I've ever told her this, but I distinctly remember her caring for the household and going to school. And I'm so very proud of you, Mom, for what you accomplished. And you know, that's the thing about inspiration. You often don't realize it's happening, but my mother's actions instilled in me hard work and perseverance. It helped me understand the importance of education. So I guess I should really start off this speech by saying thank you to all of you, to everyone who has supported CSM throughout the years, because my family has benefited greatly from your being a presence in our community. The truth is, I might not be here today as United States Surgeon General if there were no College of Southern Maryland. It seems strange to me, in fact, to be standing here, giving a commencement speech when it feels like just yesterday I was a young boy growing up just a few miles away. I went to elementary, middle, and high school right here in Southern Maryland. Anyone out there go to Banneker or Oakville or White Marsh Elementary? Few, we got a few out there. What about Margaret Brent Middle or Chopticon High School? All right, we got a few more. I remember playing sports in high school against Leonardtown and Great Mills and Calvert and Northern and Thomas Stone and La Plata. Of course, the way I remember it, we never lost to any of you all. But hey, that's the way it goes. Never, ever during my schooling did I imagine one day I would be giving a commencement speech in my hometown, much less as the 20th United States Surgeon General. Here at the College of Southern Maryland, the mission is to help our students and community meet the challenges of individual, social, and global changes. And I use the word our deliberately, as I am one with your community. The vision at CSM is to transform lives through lifelong learning and service. Lifelong means your education does not end here. Like my sister who went on to 2 bachelor's degrees, she's always trying to show me up. For many of you, for our students like 17-year-old Olivia Bauman, this year's youngest graduate, this is just the beginning of your academic journey. If it is just the beginning, I assure you that CSM has helped provide you with the tools and the resources you need to succeed. And speaking of lifelong education, I want to share the story of someone who Dr. Murphy mentioned and who epitomizes the term. Edward Hill of Indian Head is 67 years old, and he's already a college graduate. He grew up in Southern Maryland, serving 4 years in the Navy before heading to the University of Alabama, Birmingham. He earned a bachelor's degree while working and helping to raise his family. Edward spent 30 years working for the U.S. Department of Social Security before retiring in 2013. He spent 34 years total serving our great country, 4 years in the Navy and 30 as a federal employee. And yet after 9 months of retirement, he reached a point where he wanted more out of life. Edward is graduating from CSM today with a GPA just short of 3.5. So if a 67-year-old can do it, you know, there's no excuse out there for the young folks in the audience. You got to do it too. That's the true meaning of lifelong learning. Edward's story is an inspiration to us all. And even I want to be like Edward when I grow up. Even though I'm no Edward, as United States Surgeon General, part of my job is to inspire people each and every day. I try to inspire people and communities to become their best versions of themselves. Now, I know what you all are thinking. I thought the Surgeon General was the guy on the warning labels on the cigarette boxes. I want to say to you, if that was your first thought when you heard the Surgeon General was speaking at your commencement, I hope that's not because you've been smoking recently. As the nation's doctor, the United States Surgeon General is tasked with protecting and promoting the country's health. My job is to communicate the best available information regarding health to the public, using my position's unique platform to reach individuals where they live, learn, work, and play. One of the ways Surgeons General do this is by issuing scientific documents, reports, calls to action, and advisories on critical public health issues. And I just recently released the first Surgeon General's advisory in more than 13 years. My public health advisory urges more Americans to know about and to carry naloxone, a life-saving medication that can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. I don't want to get too heavy here, but we are losing a person every 12 minutes to an opioid overdose. We've lost several people to an opioid overdose since this graduation ceremony has started. And over half of those individuals, 56%, are dying at home. Simply put, we must do more. By knowing about and carrying naloxone, any one of you can save a life. So to learn more, go to surgeongeneral.gov. And because I'm in the mindset for working in this, within this frame, if you all wouldn't mind, graduates, if you all don't mind, I'd like to give you your own Surgeon General's advisory. The idea is this: if the Surgeon General advises it, then it must be scientifically sound, it's gonna be good for you, and it will keep you at your college weight for the next 40 years. Or as Dylan mentioned, maybe the next 80 years. But all jokes aside, these are things that I've learned throughout my journey, things that I'd wish someone had emphasized to me when I was graduating from college. So here goes. I, Surgeon General of the United States Public Health Service, Vice Admiral Jerome M, am emphasizing the importance of embracing advocacy. Advocacy is the process of supporting, pleading, or recommending. It's taking that next step outside the workplace. Advocacy is taking the time to consider how you can better engage with your community. And anyone can be an advocate, regardless of their station in life or their profession. All it takes is your willingness to speak up where you see injustice and your refusal to accept the status quo where you know you can make a difference. Whether you're a child of a single parent who knew hunger growing up, or whether you could get everything you could have ever imagined provided for, we bear the same obligation to embrace advocacy. So how do you become an advocate? Well, there are many ways, but it could be as simple as becoming a coach or a mentor, or even just a friend to someone in need. Growing up, I remember the many individuals who helped keep me on the right path. Those who applauded me when I was up, and those who supported me when I was down. Those individuals were there when I needed them most, and because of them, I'd like to think I've been able to make a difference in others' lives. You too can be an advocate for someone in your community or for your entire community. You too can inspire someone to be great, maybe even to become the next Surgeon General. Like Edward, and like both of my parents who became teachers, I found my own calling through public service. Whatever your calling is, it's important to remember that by advocating for and helping others, we're really helping ourselves. We all have a need to feel we are accomplishing a greater good on this earth. And a decade or two after you finish college, many, if not most of you, will start to have what we call a midlife crisis. A point at which you will ask yourself, beyond clocking in and clocking out, beyond raising my kids, what have I done to make the world a better place? Well, I'll tell you, the solution isn't to go out and buy a convertible or a motorcycle or to get a new tattoo. My advice is to try to find a greater purpose, a way to be an advocate for society and for others, and to start doing that right now. As part 2 of your personal Surgeon General's advisory, I'm also emphasizing the importance of perseverance. Perseverance is the ability to stick to a course of action or purpose, especially during times of difficulty, when obstacles are in your way, or when you're discouraged. Today, we are celebrating the culmination of your work at the College of Southern Maryland. This is a great day, but make no mistake about it, it is just the beginning. Right now, you're at the start of an adventure, and it's going to be a great one. The experiences you will encounter will be wonderful, unpredictable, fascinating and frustrating, heart-wrenching, and at times humbling. And every so often, you're going to face adversity. Every so often, graduates, you're going to catch an L. How you handle these unexpected barriers and setbacks will determine your career path, and it will define your character moving forward. The real issue won't be the barriers or the setbacks in and of themselves. The real issue will be how you decide to respond to them. So resist the urge to become angry or hopeless. Instead, use adversity as a learning experience. Turn that negative into an opportunity to take your talent and skills to the next level. Because how you react, how you overcome, will not only shape your career, it will shape the direction of our nation. As CSM celebrates its 60th anniversary, it will be the work of this class that helps cement its legacy and contribution to this community, and many others for the years and decades to come. I know you have it in you, just as my mother had it in her to get her degree and pursue her career, all while raising 4 kids at home. That's perseverance. My mother has it, and each and every one of you have it inside you. Don't forget that. The final part of my advisory is to stay grounded. That simply means to always remember who you are and where you came from. I know many of you can't wait for this ceremony to end so you can get on with the next phase of your life. I'd also venture to say that some of you are excited about moving to another part of Maryland, or the country, or the world. But at some point during your lives, just as I did, you will realize that being from Southern Maryland helped mold you into the person that you are. It was growing up in a rural area and working in the fields as a youth that taught me the value of hard work. It was always being greeted with a smile, even by people I didn't know, that showed me the importance of always being kind to others. It was growing up in this community, our community, that helped make me into the person that I am, and that gives me hope that despite all the political discord, all the racial strife, despite all the hatred and disharmony that exist in our society, we can find our way back to normalcy and to civility. I know we can, because I grew up in Southern Maryland, and I know there's a better way. I've seen it. And perhaps, if we're going to be honest, that's the problem with our country. Most of you will stay right here, but maybe what the country needs is a few more of us, a few more of you, a little more of Southern Maryland out there showing the rest of the world how to do it. How to be civil, how to advocate, and how to persevere. So stay grounded, graduates. Remember who you are and be proud of where you came from. Because there's a lot of good in each and every one of you that the world will try to squeeze out of you. But our nation sorely needs you to remember and to spread that Southern Maryland spirit now more than ever. So there's your own personal Surgeon General's advisory. Be an advocate, be true to your purpose, and stay grounded. Through advocacy and servant leadership, by persevering at times when the odds did not seem to be in my favor, and by always being true to the values instilled in me growing up in Southern Maryland, I have tried to make the most of the gifts God has given me. And as we part, that is all I ask of you. Make the most of the gifts God has given you by helping and inspiring others and finding your own greater purpose. Don't ever give up, and embrace all the good that our hardworking and friendly community has instilled in you. You've received a great education, and you're surrounded by the people who've helped provide a strong foundation. Now it's up to you as graduates to go forth and make a life for yourselves. And it's up to the rest of us to support you as you move forward. To the College of Southern Maryland of 2018, it's an honor to serve as your 20th United States Surgeon General, and it's been an equal honor to serve as your commencement speaker. Best wishes for a long and productive future, and please know that I say to you with all of my heart, congratulations. Now go forth and change the world. Thank you.